Okay, we are live, and this will be the last week in November 2015's episode of This Week in Guns, kind of an abbreviated version because we had the holiday this week, and we got Girk joining us. Thanks for jumping in live.
Last November
Oops, I got
2015
something playing
episode
somewhere.
of
So we have this new end of the week wrap up. We're trying to get established. So this one's probably going to be an abbreviated one. We do have the link out to everybody on gun channels who might want to jump in. This is recorded live at the end of the week on the Gun Channel's YouTube channel. Open to anybody on any member of Gun Channels who wants to participate, and runs about 1 hour. It's a segmented show. It's sort of a table of contents of guns for the week. The first 15 minutes we'll devote to any news in firearms or news related to firearms throughout the week. We'll link to it and record all those links in the show notes, which will become the weekly newsletter for gun channels as well. The next 15 minutes will be about guns in the media, so anything from television and movies to podcasts and blogs and YouTube things, anything that might have to do with firearms that's worthy of discussion throughout this week. Again, so it's a table of contents. The next 15 minutes, halfway through the hour, we'll switch to any politics or legal firearms related information for about 15 minutes, and then that last 15 minutes of the hour we'll devote to looking forward, anything that's coming up on the horizon that as a gun owner you may want to be aware of, so that we hopefully become a table of contents for the week and an event calendar for anything gun and firearm related. All right, with all that being said, we're going to jump right into it. And I don't have a lot prepared here. We're doing this on a weekend after Thanksgiving, so I'll throw the link out there to Gun Channels. But Girk, I'm going to throw the mic over to you while I jump over to the main page of Gun Channels and just scroll through looking for news related to guns. But do you have anything for this
Yeah,
segment?
yeah. How you doing, this bigger? I'm gonna, I'm gonna start off with. We all know that there was a shooting in Colorado. Big in the news, obviously. I think that was yesterday or the day before. I've been working all week, so I don't really got my days straight. But yeah, feel for all those families out there who lost people and the officer that's been killed. But and every time these things happen, we kind of got to be strong. And obviously, there's plenty of articles out there. I'm looking at one from the LA Times that's talking about mayors against illegal guns and every time for gun safety or pushing for stricter gun laws nationwide and this and that. So here they're talking about in the months of after the theater shooting, Colorado lawmakers, mostly Democrats, pushed for new laws to impose a 15 round limits on ammunition magazines and universal background checks on all guns nationwide. And they're talking about I think they're talking about the guys from the guy Sullivan. I think he's the mayor or the governor of Colorado, something like that. But anyway, yeah, we got to watch out for stuff like that because these are the times where they're going to be pushing. And you know, this article that I'm reading is on LA Times. It's titled "Colorado Embodies Nation's Divide Over Gun Control." So yeah, it's a big thing, and every time these things happen, they're gonna try to push for stricter and stricter gun laws and things like that. And we can't let that happen. We can't let them strip away our rights, just because some nut jobs, want to go shooting people. We need to push for more people having guns and more people carrying guns so we can prevent or at least stop these nut jobs from shooting people. Gotta be able to protect ourselves. So I guess GWeb's still looking for some more topics too.
I just found the one that I think with DB posted related to the same thing, but a different link. But yeah, I think there's something to the how fast they'll react, like the how fast the statement comes out before there's any actual official details, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And I would think it's really obvious that they're jumping on them.
Yeah, I'm trying to load up the main page on Gun channels so I can see some stuff too.
We probably should have started this right at the top of the hour, so that wasn't very.
Yeah, all right.
Let's see, we're probably, I'm going to say we're 10 minutes into it, so I'll just shift it by 10 minutes. So we'll go for another 10 here. We got the, I don't know if this is this week's news, but it showed up this week's feed, in this week's feed. Dano mentioned the something that was in something Obama signed allowed the 1911 to be brought in from. So I think it was 100,000 1911s coming in, and then it said further that like 10,000 of them a year will be sold through the CMP. So it looks like we'll have 1911s for a while to come.
Yeah, I seen that too. And what I got from it, I guess, is the military stockpile of like old, like World War I, World War II, and a little further up until they got rid of the 1911 for the Beretta. Those 1911s are going to start becoming available. With some of them, I think maybe a real good find if you're in the market looking for something to collect. Because some may be super old, some may be World War I, World War II, and those would be pretty collectible. But I was kind of thinking it might saturate the market, where they won't be really worth anything because there'd be so many out there.
I asked the guys who were at talking about, or the guys that are advocates for removal of the NFA, right? And these guys are the I can't think of their letters for their organization, but their national level repeal the NFA organization. So when we have these discussions in our chats like this, we always bring up the concept that the people that already own NFA firearms are going to be against the removal of the NFA because then their guns won't be worth as much. And the answer was that those guns will always be worth something. That if there's more available, then that means that somebody else will start making new ones. And if there's that much demand that they're making new ones because there's not enough old ones to go around, then that by definition will mean that the old ones still retain their value. So he was fairly confident. He didn't even blink when I brought that up. And I don't think it was the first time he'd heard it, but I did like that confidence that, that those guns that were from Korea are probably from like World War II, if not World War I. So they're always going to be built then, So just like, I think, if anything, if there's a whole bunch of new ones, like Colt comes out with some new replica model like they've done recently, that just means there's going to be an affordable level, and then all those people that get into them are then going to want to attain the real collectible, and that'll probably, if anything, make the money go up potentially.
Well, I don't necessarily agree because if you think about it, the people that want to get into, let's just say full auto, because these are the ones that are crazy expensive and collectible, right? So people wanting to get into full auto, they're not buying these old receivers because they're the old receivers. They're buying them because those are the only ones available, and that's what drives the market up and drives the prices up. So if we have new, firearms that are fully auto and there's no more NFA, I think again the market will be saturated, and no one wants the older gun because it's the only thing out there. They can get something brand new for a cheaper price, and I think it'll eventually drive the prices down of the old ones. Nobody would want them. I mean, there also be some people trying to collect them, but as far as the mainstream goes, most people they're buying a fully auto to have a fully auto, not because it's a World War II gun.
No, I hear you. I agree with you. And we can both agree that it'll be fun to find out what happens. But no, I hear you, and I don't disagree. I think that I don't think he disagrees either. I'm guessing that that just means that initially the prices will drop because, like I say, there'll be new options, but then eventually, like any investment over time, there'll still only be so many old ones. So those people, once they get into full auto, once you buy your first and second and third, now you're collecting, and now you care more about what it is instead of just what it can do.
Right.
But anyway,
yep. I got something real quick. Smeagy42 posted on the Gun Channel front page. I suppose it's a quote from an article. It says, "Meanwhile, NYPD Commissioner Bill Bratton says that his cops may not be able to stop a prayer-style attack in New York. Said he's quoted saying the whole city is a soft target, even with 35,000 cops. They can't be everywhere, um, and it's a huge city, which I think is I think that's a great statement. Um, and he's not being naive, saying yeah something can happen. I mean shit, it has happened, so it can happen again. And I think that should mean that we should be a lot more aware, and it shouldn't be only up to like the cops and stuff to be preventing. Everyone can watch and report things if they see something unusual or something like that. It's a great thing for them to post. um, Yo, G.
Yeah, I just closed my link here, and it's driving me nuts because I can't find it again. But I'm going to move on. We're missing news articles for sure, but again, this is just to get the thing
Oh,
going this week. So we'll jump into the media.
mhm.
Um, I'm going to say there's the first one I can think of is one I just found out about today. This channel called The Great War over on YouTube. They
Uh-huh.
had a live chat this morning while Charles was doing his one that we've been simulcasting here on Gun Channels.
Yep, I seen it.
Somebody posted a link to this Great Wars live event. They had 700 plus people. They had over 800 and something people for a while there.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. And do you know C and R Arsenal?
No, I don't.
Like Charlie and Romeo. They were on. I think they were on Locked and Loaded. Or no, Crash and Burn. They were on Crash and Burn on a Thursday, I think. Or maybe it was We Like Shooting, but I think it was Crash and Burn. Anyway, I saw him on there, and it's some guy who has a YouTube channel. I think it's pretty popular, and maybe he's on the Reddit, one of those
Mhm.
places where he's got like a ton of CNR type of rifles, all the old bolt
Yeah,
guns. Not
Pure and Relics.
Yeah, just a massive assortment, and he just sits in front of them all. He's got them all in frame on his webcam, and it's a nice webcam and all that. So it's sort of like a Forgotten Weapons live.
Right.
Anyway, so he was on their show this morning, had 800 something viewers, so that's definitely worthy of note. So I don't know who it is. I guess they're in Europe or England or something, the podcast, but the CNR guy is here in the US somewhere.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And that's crazy the amount of viewers that they have. I mean, that sounds like back, how it used to be with us. You know.
Yeah, I'm loving it. I love the whole idea that there's that many gun people on a Sunday morning. That
Yeah.
many people interested in talking just World War One, and they were only talking World War One guns.
Right.
That's pretty cool.
I know I'm missing my market.
Yeah, seriously, we'd have to go to all World War One guns channels.
Yeah, I know, right? But again, and that's pretty good that they're interested in that, because I would think that most people are more interested in the whole black rifle tactical type of stuff, which is kind of leading nowadays. But hey, something out there for everybody.
All right. Well, I'm also going to mention that you posted your first blog today, right?
Well, that wasn't actually a vlog. That was just a side video. My first vlog will go up Monday, and I mean, it's just a vlog, man. With just me going through daily life. Just I'm recording all day. It probably won't be a once a day thing. I would like it to be a once a day thing, but I don't have the time to edit once a day. And if I uploaded it raw, it'd be like an hour video you can watch it. And nobody wants to watch that. I'm gonna try to keep it under 10 minutes. Um, I'm really going for like 6 minutes or less. I think that's like the optimal amount of time. But yeah, my first vlog is gonna go tomorrow, and it's really my first few are gonna be like a test. just to see. I mean, I'm not gonna stop, but they're gonna be the test, so I can kind of find my format and how I want to do them and whatnot. And I would greatly um, love everyone to watch them and just leave me a crap ton of comments, giving me feedback and let me know what they would like to see, or just give me tips, man. Because I'm not just doing it for me. I'm trying to do it for the community and just have something active on YouTube and get people engaged, man. So yeah, definitely leave me all kinds of feedback, good, bad. I don't care.
Right on. Well, that's what I'm all about. I like the. Well, we were talking off air about Hosh is a great example of somebody
Yeah,
that just does it and they do it on a regular basis, and then you just the stuff that you need to know you figure out, and then you don't worry too much about the stuff that's too difficult to deal with, and then what I think is cool is a bunch of I've said it a million times. I'll say it again that having a bunch of people just doing their thing, and then oh yeah, guns are part of your life. That's better than any number in the NRA or any NRA campaign out there, because
right.
that's people are just afraid of guns right now. Once they figure out that all of us are their neighbors and their brothers and their friends at work, then that takes that fear out of there. So I'm all about that, and that's what Gun Channel is all about, is help promote that. So what I think I'm going to do is on the media tab, I never did it before. I never thought about it, I guess, before. But I'm going to add vlogs in there because that's not really a blog, which is what I think of as a blog is maybe somebody does photographs, write something on a website, and then there's people that do videos like YouTube videos, but I think blogs is a separate thing, and that's sort of like video diary. I think that's cool as shit, and when you're talking about doing it on not just guns, but just your day-to-day stuff, being a dad and being in your part of the country and whatnot. That's the kind of stuff that I think YouTube is neat. I mean, we all end up having time when we're sitting.
All right.
It might
Yeah,
make that
and
section
another and
easier.
another thing I am going to show in there is, I mean, as everyone know, I'm in the reserves. So what I can show from the military whenever I go to drills will be in the vlog. So if you want to really see like, and this will probably be like I go once a month. So that'll probably be like a one video a month thing of probably showing some military stuff. I guess a little more insight to what soldiers do. You know what I mean? If anybody, really likes the military, it'll definitely be shown in my vlogs.
Right on. You're going to leak all kinds of secrets and stuff, so
Uh,
that there's all
all
kinds of controversy.
Yep, everything. One vlog, and then I'm going to Guantanamo. So get prepared. I'm a vlog from there too. So don't worry
Well,
about
that's the thing. You'll have all kinds of time from there then. So.
it. No.
All right, so Bob joined us, but yeah, you're just kind of cruising the states right now. So we're about to switch into the next mode. I don't know if I'm doing this exactly the quarter hours here, but the concept again for anybody that's jumped in, we've got more viewers now live. So we're running this live on the on the Gun Channel's YouTube channel. This is the weekly wrap up or the this week in guns, and it's a segmented show. The first 15 minutes we talked about guns in the news. We just got done talking for 15 minutes or so about gun media. We're about to talk about guns in the law, and then we'll spend the last uh, whatever might be on the horizon, what we need to think about coming up in the future. So anything with guns in the law? I know we got California stuff that we should be paying attention to.
hmm Um, I mean, I haven't. I've heard. I haven't researched anything, but I've heard some sprinkling of something about Obama's gonna try to enact some executive order before he gets out of office or something. I don't remember the details. Maybe you've heard about it.
Not just that rumor that Bloomberg was whispering in his ear, and then he tasked his legal people to go find his, whatever resources or whatever revenues or whatever you call that, whatever routes they can take to affect whatever they consider positive effect on guns. But there was that one that we did. I did a chat about. I kind of turned an AK-47 podcast into the rant about the. Oh, I forget now where exactly the email was. It was on one of the bigger blogs had a pretty decent breakdown of the notes, and then some of the anti-gun groups have their interpretation of the um, conversation, I guess, between Bloomberg and the Obama uh,
Uh,
people. So that one kind of broke it down, and there was a couple of sections to it. And one of the sections had to do with how many guns you sell in a year, and some other stuff that had to do with somehow the number of transactions sets you up for being in a danger group, according to their.
yeah, and you would need like an extra license to sell over, like you're a high volume dealer, and you need an extra license. Then you have to background people before they like buy a gun or like touch a gun or something like that, right?
Yeah, exactly. Just crazy stuff. So, like I say, we talked about it at depth, but one of the things that we'll try to do in future episodes of this show, the weekly wrap up, is I'm thinking the same way we have that daily patch giveaway form, right? I'm going to set up a form like that where people, if they see something throughout the week that's worth putting in the show, they can just drop the link there also, or I don't know, that might seem like an extra step. We'll do something though that we can maybe just tag everything when we type it in the front page of Gun Channels. If it's worth doing, just type TWIG this week in guns, and then at the end of the week we can just hit that hashtag and bring up everything that people thought was appropriate. That might actually be the way to do it because it's simple enough. But like I say, we once everybody kind of knows that we're doing this each week, then these sections will fill up, and there'll be less commentary and less editorial from us trying to fill in space, and there'll be more just being a table of contents of interesting stuff throughout the week.
Right.
So we'll just go into stuff that's coming up. I have no idea if we're hitting an hour or not, but there's no need to artificially make it an hour if we don't need to. So um, we got your podcast or your blog to look forward to. I'm going to try to do at least a couple of podcasts this week. Um, the Haas USMC asked me to help him out with some for a run of patches so that he has them for SHOT Show. So we're doing that as a crowdsource. Anybody that might want to grab them. I don't know if I don't think he's ever sold them. I had a bunch of extra ones that I give away on the daily patch giveaway. A couple
Who's
of people. Huh?
who's that?
The Haas USMC.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So, like I say, we did this a year ago and ended up because he was traveling last year, and it was like we set it up. It was I think my first successful one, if not really my first public one on Indiegogo. So I didn't really know how to use it yet. So we posted it and ended up with money for Haas left over, and like enough for him to stay in a hotel one of the days he was here, and then like a whole bunch of patches, like an extra 100 patches or something. So he had a whole bunch of patches to take to shot, and then I kept a couple handfuls, and I've given those away to people. Like say, a couple of people have gotten those on the DPG, the daily patch giveaway,
Yep.
and then I'm out of them, and he's out of them. I think he just gave them away. I don't think he sold any of them. So anyway, so what we did is just said, we did it again as a what do you call it, a crowdsource thing. So I think they're $12 if you want one, or $20 if you want two. That's usually what they come out to, and then. Um, it's only about halfway up, but it really doesn't matter. We're just going to get it made anyway. But I'm just saying, if anybody does want a Haas USMC patch, I don't think they're going to be for sale anywhere. So this is the only real time to grab one without meeting Haas and getting one from him or something.
Yeah, I probably grab a couple more myself. I have two from the last one, both colors. I'm gonna probably grab another set before it ends. So
Oh, and I think I'll mention I'm going to probably do something for that Cyber Monday tomorrow.
okay.
Just move some patches so that I've got some ones that I want to get made, and I don't know if I'll get them. I won't get them made by Christmas anymore, but I might be able to get them made by SHOT Show if I get my butt off the stool here and actually get them made. But so I think I'm going to drop a bunch of stuff on the website store down. Okay, so that's enough selfish stuff. I don't know what else to talk about forward for this next week. We've got a big gun show here in Arizona. The biggest gun show south or west of Tulsa is coming up in Phoenix next weekend. So I'm trying hard not to spend every extra cent I have at a gun show next weekend.
Yeah, no, and there's the Nation's Gun Show in Chantilly. If you're in Virginia, they're not gonna have one until January. I believe it's the first weekend of January. So great gun show, tons of vendors, tons of stuff. You can go in there, you can find some real good deals. They're always having deals. So if you're in the Virginia area, definitely check out Nation's Gun Show in Chantilly in January.
G-Webs, where's this gun show going to be in? Is it going to be Phoenix or Tucson?
Phoenix at the Arizona Arizona Fairgrounds.
Oh, cool. I should be there by then.
Yeah, actually, that's a good thing that we brought that up. So good. I'm glad that it helped you because you're out traveling around, and I'm almost positive there's a campground. Well, I know there's a campground there. I'm almost positive there might be slots left open. I think a lot of vendors stay there also.
Yeah,
But if
yeah.
you stayed there, you'd be hanging out with a bunch of vendors. You don't be able to get some kind of gig or something. Maybe get paid to hang out there.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Like a Canadian, you could just stand around with one of those damn sports. I'm a Canadian. Ask me a question for $1. Or you could take pictures of people. They could get like a souvenir picture with a Canadian.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's usually in demand.
Sounds like hell of an idea.
Yeah.
But no, that's actually, yeah, that'd be cool, man. I gotta have to hit that.
So now, are you going to be doing like a video blog, such as?
Yeah, I think I am. I mean, I kind of, for the first couple of days I was traveling, I didn't because I was still kind of getting into the groove of traveling. But yeah, now it's like, oh, okay. Well, I did that one and sitting in the hot tub. I had actually done about a 10-minute rant because that shooting was going on in Colorado Springs, and I heard about it and it just set me off. Just I don't know. And I did a really nice video, and then you think I could get it to upload? It was like 9 minutes and 9 minutes 52 seconds, and it wouldn't upload on the hotel's interweb. Just kept crashing. So I kind of still sitting in the can, but it's not relevant anymore because it was, I was talking about it while it was happening. But yeah, and then I did that little short video, and now I'm thinking, yeah, I got to do a daily Bob's Adventures. All right.
Well, I would imagine, I don't know what Canadians think, but maybe there's a Canadian or a bunch of Canadians, a bunch of Canadian ladies that might want to follow your exploits.
Yeah.
And I'm going to encourage you to set up a Patreon thing. I mean, it's going to cost you money to drive around, and we talk to people all the time to enjoy listening to people entertaining or informational or just kind of, entertaining, I guess is it.
It's
kind of
for me, yeah.
at least give people the option. It's like putting a hat out there. If somebody wants to help pay for some gas or pay for a meal or something, you don't know. You might have a bunch of rich people watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never know.
Never know. Well, yeah. I guess I should do that. Yeah. Because what I'd like to do is I don't want to just sit in one place and like my parents used to do. They used to just park down there for like 5 months in one campground, and just go to flea markets every day. I don't want to do that. I want to travel around and see all the different shit there's to see. So it'll be, kind of a constant me hooking up my crappy old trailer behind my crappy old truck and and if anybody knows about gun laws, and about whether, what my rights are to carry I know I can get a permit in Utah, which I have considered, and it's a concealed carry permit, and if I have it, I should be able to carry, but I'm not sure whether I can buy a gun here or whether I have to bring one of mine down from Canada, so yeah, I'll have to see about that. But, or, find if anybody's, watching and knows about that kind of shit, then I don't have to look it up because it's hard for old people to do that shit.
Hey, Bob, real quick, you know what you should try to do? You should try to contact one of these like firearms trainers and see if they just throw you a class. Like, hey, I'm a guy from Canada. I'm traveling around the United States. I love guns. Anybody throw me a class? Hey, it could work.
Let you sit in. Yeah, maybe they got a class on a Saturday and they're like, yeah, sit in.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, even if you don't get out to shoot or anything like that, you can still take something away. You just sit there and watch what they're doing, stuff like that.
Too true. Yeah, too true, man. That's a good point.
They probably won't accept your Canadian goose and moose money, so.
Right.
You know, that's been one of the hard things to adjust to coming down to the States is like your money's like a little bit smaller and it's all the same damn color. So it's like, what's a 5? I gotta now look at the numbers on the bills. It used to just be just whatever color. And plus, you have $1 bills. I haven't seen a $1 bill in 10 years, eh?
So how do you get change in Canada?
Well, we have coins. We have $1 and $2 coins. We have loonies and toonies.
Gotcha.
Right.
I'm not shitting you, man. That's what they call the coins, eh? Like a $1 coin's a loony, and a $2 coin's a toonie.
Looney and a Toonie.
Loony and
Off
toonie.
topic now.
I know.
Hey, I brought some down. I'm giving away as souvenirs, man.
Right on. Well, I'm going to wrap it up. So again, this was the Week in Guns. Something we're going to try to do as a panel type of thing. In other words, it's not just a one. You know, we're going to try to get a couple of different people to jump in and participate. They'll post these so that it happens every week and consistently the 15-minute segments, so that we again become sort of a table of contents for what's happened, and then that last 15 minutes to give people an idea what's coming next, so that again we can make this internet resource by using some of the tools that we've got available to us and working together. This is going to be an interesting election cycle in 2016. We can either watch it happen on social media, or we can affect change on social media. The same way we go to the practice our shooting, we can work together on social media and the internet, or whatever you want to call this ability to communicate, to use the First Amendment to protect our second. Same way we practice with our second to protect our first. So our responsibility and our obligation always is there, and we can either watch other people rule this technology, or we can this as practice and master this ourselves. So I want to do whatever I can, and I want to encourage others who are interested in participating with this to jump in and help steer the ship. So thanks to Bob and Kirk for jumping in live with us. Thanks for the 20 or so people that are watching live, and we'll throw some podcasts to anybody that might be listening in the future, iTunes or Stitcher Radio. Some feedback out there, and talk to you next week.
All right. Have a good one.